Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's look, we're just going to be doing this bold black and yellow eyeshadow. There is going to be two lip options that you can choose from, or you can customize your own lip options, but I just went with a grayish black lip for the first option, and then option number 2 I'm wearing right now because it is my safety, I guess. It is the color that I feel best in. So if you want to see how I did this look right here on my face, then keep on watching, yo. And don't forget to subscribe before you leave. Oh yeah, one more thing. If you notice that in 2 of my videos that are going to be back to back, I'm wearing the same makeup and the same outfit, it is because I'm filming them on the same day, in case, you know, you just couldn't figure that out for yourself. But yeah, I'm getting ready to film my Ipsy versus Sephora Play unboxing, so be watching out for that video to go up soon as well. I'm going to try to refilm something that I tried to film last night, but the weather, not so much the weather, but the time of day was not agreeing with me. So we're going to film today. I've already moisturized and everything, so I'm just going to go ahead and prime my face and put on foundation and everything, and you guys pretty much already know the drill. Nothing has changed so far, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that off camera and then I'll be right back. Okay, so while I was at my face, I just went ahead and did my brows as well, and to start out the eye look, I'm just going to shape up the brows using a little bit of concealer, and that is going to set the mood for the rest of this look. Where's the concealer brush? So we're just going to take this and conceal this area, and I'm also just going to drag the concealer all the way down onto my lid and use it as my eyeshadow base as well. And you can see a really big difference. This brow looks really lifted, and this brow is just kind of out in the middle of nowhere wondering what's going on. This is a completely skippable step, but it does make a huge difference if you decide to do it. In other words, I do not do it all the time. And then to just make sure that it doesn't go anywhere, I'm just going to take a matte eyeshadow to set it in place. I'm just going to take this shade right here and apply it all over where I just placed that color. Or that concealer, rather. And also, I made the same mistake that I made last night in the fact that I was not going to cover the lid part with that powder because I was going to use a yellow eyeshadow and I want it to have something to really stick to. So learn from my mistake and don't do this unless you absolutely have to, because it may end up turning out a little bit chalky. But I'm going to reapply just a little bit of concealer onto my lid area so that the yellow does have something to stick to. Like I said, this could have been completely skipped, but I forgot where I was going with this look. Okay, now that the crisis has been averted, I am actually going to, I may start out with a brush and then I'm going to switch over to one of these forbidden eyeshadow applicators that everybody seems to hate these days. But I remember when I first started doing makeup, this was all that I had. I mean, I didn't start getting brushes until 3 years ago, 4 years ago. Maybe a little bit longer ago than that. So actually, you know what, we're just going to go back old school and just go straight in with this guy and just pat it onto the lid. And you want to get really decent shadow color payoff with this yellow. It needs to be very bold. And I'm taking it all the way from inner corner to outer corner. I'm not taking it up onto my crease at all. Okay, and we're going to leave that like that for right now and pick up this same palette that I was using. This is just the LA Colors Matte 5-Color Eyeshadow in Brown Tweed. And I'm going to pick up this shade right here and use it as my transition shade to give all the shadows something to blend into. Usually I would do this step first, but because I knew I was using a sticky base, I didn't want this stuff to get on that base. And I'm also taking this up pretty high all over for a really good color wash. Then I'm going to take the next brown shade next to it and take it on the same brush, but I'm going to point my brush up, and I'm just getting this right on the very end of it, and I'm going to point my brush up so that it stays on the lower part. You can see that all the dark is down in the crease, and then it fades up into light. And that's achieved just by pointing your brush up and your color stays focused in one area. And I'm actually going to just work on this eye now. I'm going to take a little bit more of that brown shade on a little bit more precise brush and still keep the brush pointed up and keep working it into the crease. You want to make sure you keep your eyes open. You can raise your brows a little, you know, if you need to. Like me, I've got really saggy eyelids, which I hate, but I mean, it is what it is. I can't do anything about it. So just work with what you got. So you've got this now, and I'm going to take a brush that is even smaller and take the black shade, touch the very tip of the brush into it, and work that just on the most outer part. And you want to do this in circular motions. And then once you have most of your product distributed on the outer part of your eye, you can start slowly dragging it in just a little to add some definition. I'm going to go back in with some more black just so I can really build this up. I want it to be as black as possible, but I also want it to be very blended. And then I'm going to pick up the brush that I had initially applied shadows with and go around the edges to make sure everything is blending out seamlessly. And I'm kind of keeping this inner corner pretty clean. I mean, I'm taking the lighter shades in there, but I definitely am not taking the black in there. I'm going to go back with the darkest brown and start going up a little bit higher. And then again with some more black. And you can make this as light or dark or dramatic as you want to. I'm wanting it to be pretty bold, so I'm taking the black pretty high up. This time I'm picking up a little bit of this lighter shade and going around the edges one last time. And then that is, I'm okay with that. I like the way that looks. So I'm going to work on the other eye and then I will be right back. Okay, so now you have this for the eyes, and I'm wanting to have a pretty shimmery highlight. So I'm going to use this Naked Flushed in Native palette, and I'm going to take this highlight shade and apply that to my brow bone. And I'm going to take just another one of these Forbidden sponges and apply it. And I'm also going to apply it to the inner corner as well. And while I have it out, I'm going to go ahead and highlight my cheekbones too. I'm just going to use that same shade. And I'm going to use the blush from this palette too, just for the sake of me already having it out. And I just really like the pink blush in this palette. I'm just going to somewhat apply it right over the top of the highlight so that everything melts together. And I've already bronzed up my face, so I don't have to worry about that. Alright, time to work on the lower lash line. And for the lower lash line, I am taking a little angled brush like this, and I'm going straight in with the black eyeshadow and just applying it to the outer part of my eye. And then whatever I did on top, I am just now going to go ahead and recreate that on the bottom. So I'm going to take the lightest brown and the medium brown and apply that to the outer part of that black, just to give it something to blend into so it is not so harsh. And then I'll pick up the darkest brown as well and go right over the top of all of it. And then I'm going to take a little flat brush. Again, this one is a little bit stained up, and I'm just going to take this yellow shade and put the brush straight into it and then push it onto the inner part of my eye. And just blend that out just a little bit. You don't want to blend it too much so that the color doesn't fade away completely. And that's pretty much it for the shadows. I'm going to draw a wing and apply some false lashes, and I will be right back. Okay, and this is pretty much the finished eye look. I did not have any lash glue, and I was very upset about that because I really wanted to wear lashes. I just picked up my very first pair of the Demi Wispies by Ardell, and I really wanted to try them out, but the It Cosmetics Superhero, this stuff right here, oh my gosh, such a lifesaver. Thank you, Lord, for that, because otherwise I wouldn't have any lashes. But anyways, this is pretty much the finished eye look. And then for lips, I'm going to give you two options. You could go nude, or black to match the eyes. And I think I'm going to do the black first, and then I will go over it, not over it, but I will try the nude shade. So, well, this isn't black, this is gray. Okay, so there you have the first one. It's up to you. Like I said, you could go nude or you could go bold. I personally think that I would prefer the nude lip, but I do like this one too, so totally up to you. Now for option 2. Yikes, that stuff stained it up a little bit. But for option 2, you can go with your basic nude lip, and for me, my favorite nude lip is this LA Colors Natural Shine, and this is probably how I would personally wear it. There's your two options. You could do multiple other options if you choose to, but this is just the two that I thought of, and that is pretty much it, guys. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you subscribe and have a really good day. Bye.